afternoon. Well, today I'm bringing my big Bible because we ran out of ink in our printer. This afternoon in our offertory message, we will be using Matthew 14. Matthew 14, I'm using the New Living Translation. We'll read it first, Matthew 14, verses 22. We'll start with verse 22. Before this verse, the disciples were witness to the miracle of Jesus Christ and feeding the 5,000. And verse 22, immediately after this, Jesus made his disciples get back into the boat and cross to the other side of the lake while he sent the people home. Verse 23, afterward, he went up unto the hills by himself to pray. Night fell while he was there alone. Meanwhile, the disciples were in trouble far away from land, for a strong wind had risen and they were fighting heavy waves. 25, about 3 o'clock in the morning, Jesus came to them, walking on the water. When the disciples saw him, they screamed in terror, thinking he was a ghost. But Jesus spoke to them at once. It's all right, he said, I'm here, don't be afraid. Then Peter called to him, Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you by walking on water. All right, come, Jesus said. So Peter went over the side of the boat and walked on the water toward Jesus. But when he looked around at high waves, he was terrified and began to sink. Save me, Lord, he shouted. 31, instantly Jesus reached out his hand and grabbed him. You don't have much faith, Jesus said. Why do you doubt me? 32, and when they climbed back into the boat, the wind stopped. Now, if you read this Bible and also maybe other Bible, the title, the subtitle above is Jesus Walked on the Water. But for this afternoon, we will make another title of this one. It is more on Peter walking on the water and sinking. It is more on the sinking of Peter because what is actually happening is just like what sometimes happens in our life. Just like when Jesus Christ is sitting us alone in our boat of life, in whatever boat of life we have, we are alone as if God is not there. And when the waves of our home or our boat is moving to and fro, when we have problems at home or in school or in family, then we tremble. And yet we remember God, we remember Jesus Christ, and sometimes we don't believe that He is God, and we are afraid. And then if you will look at verse 28, then Peter called to him. And 26, 27, but Jesus spoke to them at once. It's all right, I am here, don't be afraid. God, we could see when we read the Bible, we could see that God, don't be afraid. God is just saying, just do it. Just like what we are doing in the offering sometimes. When we are trying to think about the things that we are offered to God, then Jesus Christ, we remember Jesus Christ in verse 29, all right, just do it. It's much better to give than to receive. Remember that one. When we impart some of our money there, then we remember the bills to pay, all those expenses to be paid. We began to sink in our own boat, in the water. When Jesus Christ comes, when we step on our faith and we try to make a decision on how much to offer or perhaps what to do, we began to sink and doubt, is this all right? What will happen to my bills? What happened to problems I had? All those things, we began to sink. And Jesus Christ is very, very beautiful, this message, because in Jesus Christ in 31, Jesus Christ says, you don't have much faith. That is why when we are thinking or we are sinking in our life, in our problems, just Jesus Christ reminds us, you don't have much faith. We try to look what is the definition of faith. In Hebrews 11, it says there, Hebrews 11, verse 1, is what is faith? Jesus Christ says, you don't have faith. What is faith? In Hebrews 11, verse 1, what is faith? It is confident assurance. Confident assurance. It means to say, those things that has been spoken by Jesus Christ before, it is assured, remembering those things that we have read, we have experienced, that what we hope for, that it will happen again, that we will receive from Jesus Christ, is going to happen. Sometimes you said, are we going to give this one? But what have we experienced before? We were blessed by God. We see God is good all the time. We have answered prayer. We were able to go through all those problems by doing those things, and yet sometimes we began to sink. We lost our faith. And the other continuation of the faith is, it is the evidence of things we cannot see. That is why when Jesus said to Peter, come, he stepped on the water and he saw the water. He could not believe the word of Jesus Christ. He could not see things yet. What he saw was just the water. But he could not see that everything there was only one true, real being there. It is only Jesus Christ. Everything is not real. It's created by God. The water is created by God. Peter is created by God. Everything, the surrounding is created by Jesus. It is only Jesus Christ who is always there alone. If Peter only have faith in Jesus Christ, if he saw the water, he would just say, I don't care. Because that is just a creation of God. When Jesus Christ says, come, that word is also the one who created those waters there. That is why it is more on the word of Jesus Christ. Because everything is created by God. And it is only one true being there, Jesus Christ. That is why when he walks on the water, he's just created by God. He could walk on it. Nothing is impossible because that is also a creation by God. That is why when we walk